Welcome to the Ask Ralph podcast, where listening to an experienced financial professional can help you make sense of confusing questions, current headlines, and industry trends about taxes, small business, financial decision-making, investment strategies, and even the art of proper budgeting, as Ralph makes the complex simple by sharing his real-world knowledge with all things financial. Now here's your host, Ralph Estep Jr.
Welcome back to the Ask Ralph Show, the podcast where we answer your questions and provide insights into the world of personal finance and retirement planning. I'm your host, Ralph Estep Jr., and today we're delving into the topic of backdoor IRAs. What are they, how do they work, and who can benefit from this investment strategy?
Ask Ralph will be right back.
Hey, I want to take a few minutes and just tell you about the latest book I've written. The name of the book is Mastering Your Finances, Your Personal Guide to Financial Freedom. And listen, folks, it's not just a book. This is an actual roadmap to securing a thriving financial future. As a seasoned accountant, I penned this book to put the power of financial planning right at your fingertips. This book will transform your financial landscape from a confusing maze of numbers and jargon to a clear and well-trodden path towards prosperity. This book is written for every potential user, from the first-time person trying to get their finances in order to a well-seasoned person who's been trying to do this for a long time. So what I want you to do is to discover the profound impact of strategic planning as you journey through real-life examples, practical tips, and insightful advice. This book is more than a guide. It's a lifeline to financial literacy and independence. This is a way for you to take control of your financial destiny and embrace the freedom that comes with financial stability. This book is an essential read for anyone seeking to navigate the world of personal finance with confidence and ease. The book is available right now on Amazon.com. You just search for the name Ralph Estep, and you can get it either on paperback or on Kindle. So check it out when you get a chance.
And now back to the podcast.
So what exactly is a backdoor IRA? Well, it's a method that allows individuals to contribute to a Roth IRA even if their income exceeds the limit set by the IRS for direct contributions. This is a strategy that involves making a non-deductible contribution to a traditional IRA and then converting it to a Roth IRA. So let's talk about what those IRA phase-out ranges are. Now, currently for 2023, if you're single, your Roth IRA phase-out begins at $138,000 and is completely done at $153,000. Now, in 2024, they're going to raise that to $146,000 for the phase-out starting point, and then $161,000 for the ending point. Now, if you're married filing jointly, that 2023 number starts at $218,000 and phases out completely at $228,000 for 2023. And in 2024, they jumped that to $230,000 for the beginning of the phase out and $240,000 for the phase out completely. Now, if you're married filing separately, bad news. The phase out starts at $0 and ends at $10,000. So now let's talk about the pros and cons of a backdoor IRA. Now, one of the main advantages is that it provides a way for high-income earners to access the benefits of a Roth IRA. What are those benefits? Well, it's a potential tax-free growth and also tax-free withdrawals in retirement. So you need to understand that Roth IRAs also don't have required minimum distributions, what they call RMDs. This allows for more flexibility in retirement planning. Now, the thing is, you need to understand there are a few considerations to keep in mind. The first one is what's called the pro rata rule, which may come into play if you do this. This means that if you have an existing pre-tax funds in other traditional IRAs, the conversion of your non-deductible contribution could trigger a tax on a portion of those funds. So it's essential to consult with a financial advisor or a tax professional like myself to understand how this rule will affect you. The other issue you need to be concerned about is timing. The timing of the conversion is important. Converting the funds too soon after making the non-deductible contribution could potentially result in taxes and penalties. It's generally recommended to wait for a reasonable period of time before converting the funds to a Roth IRA. Now, I've done some research, and I can't find anyone who has mentioned what that reasonable amount of time is, but I think that is something to consider. So let's talk about who can benefit from the backdoor IRA, who benefits the most. And that is the strategies particularly advantage for high income earners who are phased out of direct Roth IRA contributions, like we talked about, with the amount of income they earn. By utilizing this backdoor IRA approach, they can still enjoy the benefits of tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals in retirement. So how does this all work? What do you need to do? Well, to complete a backdoor IRA, there are a few steps you need to take. So let's go through those right now. First, you'll need to make a non-deductible contribution to a traditional IRA. Now, the non-deductible is the key part to this. You don't want to trigger a tax issue on the conversion. Be sure to track and report this contribution accurately on your tax return. So it needs to be reported as a non-deductible contribution. Then you'll need to initiate a conversion of the funds from the traditional IRA to a Roth IRA. This is usually done through a brokerage or financial institution. Now look, it's important to note that the rules and regulations surrounding backdoor IRAs can be complex, and they may vary depending on your individual circumstances. Therefore, it's highly recommended to work with a knowledgeable financial advisor or tax professional who can really guide you through the process and ensure compliance with IRS regulations. So that wraps up our discussion today on backdoor IRAs. I hope you found this information helpful. As always, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in the future episodes, please reach out. Until next time, it's Ralph Estep Jr. signing off.
Thank you for joining us on the Ask Ralph podcast. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to our next episode. And remember, financial issues don't have to be complicated. Just ask Ralph. The information contained in this episode of Ask Ralph is based on data available as of the date of its release. Saggio Accounting Plus and Ask Ralph Media, Inc. is under no obligation to update this content if changes occur. Applying this information to your specific situation requires careful consideration of all facts and circumstances, and any information provided is not to be considered as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult your tax advisor or attorney before acting on any material covered.